depression is to do with events that happen in your life and not purely to do with medication. You know, it can be helped with sorting out what has happened in your life rather than just giving you tablets and saying, here, take those, it'll go away.
I have contemplated suicide on a number of occasions. I've never actually attempted suicide, and it's one of the few things I'm proud of. But just as recently as January this year was the most recent time that I'd contemplated suicide. I went as far as going to the edge of the River Foyle and was thinking of throwing myself on. But one of the other aspects of my life that I'm trying to take more pride in is that I am an intelligent human being. And despite the madness that was driving me to the bridge, to take my own life, I came to realise that I don't want to die. I really don't want to die. I just want the pain to stop.
The turning point for me was the way this whole organisation runs. It's run by service users. You're not patronised. Whenever you fall down, there's a hand to lift you up. There's a shoulder to cry on whenever you're having a bad day. And you're given hope. And I think that's the most important thing. And the first day I came in here and was interviewed, it was, I thought to myself, here's a man who's actually listening to me. And I went home and said to my wife, I says, I think this is going to work.
The real turning point for me was the discovery that drugs were destroying me, really destroying me. And that took a long time because I was very, very scared by the psychiatric profession. They had me scared to bits. Do this, do that, do the other, or you'll be back there again. This was like something that was held over me all my life.
I know that I would influence many other people by my passion and my desire for life, and that guaranteed they would know that Paddy Flanagan would never give up. He would never give up. Whatever came to his door, he would never give up. And I just yearn to be, to free, because I love my freedom, and as everybody does.
When I became drug free, my spirit came back. It came back better than ever. The freedom of that, I can't explain to anybody. It was the best way I can describe it to somebody is if you were deaf, dumb, and blind, and you got them all back again. That's what it's like.
I don't want anybody to feel that I'm having a particular pop at psychiatrists, because in the last 11 years I have met at least 11 different psychiatrists, and to me they've always appeared to be very genuine people, but they seem to be so caught up with time constraints, with budget constraints, goal setting, that they're not given the consistency, they're not giving me the time that I need to be able to work through what's caused my depression. How do I address it? The simple response seems to be more tablets, and it hasn't worked for the last 11 years, and I don't think it'll work in the future.
Psychiatry as it is, I suppose, has only like a very short-term place. If somebody's going through completely grotesque psychosis, then like a lot of this can blunt it. But that's the only place I see for like psychiatry as it is. It's got no long-term objectives, like. So it's just, there's so much they have to learn. I don't know what to say to them, really.
There is no science. There is no science. And if the science exists, then show it to us. Show it to us. Because we have enough people who will test the science. And if the science is real, and if you can prove to me that my depression is caused by a chemical reaction in my brain, I'll go back on medication. I'll go back on medication and I'll comply and I'll take the medication. If you can tell me that that's what it does, scientifically show it to me and prove it to me.
If I could change things for the better, I would like, first of all, the pharmaceutical industry to be accountable. So therefore, I want a regulatory body that's going to hold them to account. So I would like in Ireland, in the case of Ireland, the Irish Medicine Board, to be able to police the pharmaceutical industry, not license every single drug without knowing what's going to happen next, and then dismiss anecdotal evidence because it's not scientific, and then listening to the pharmaceutical industry that have the money to be able to make these doubly blinded, randomly controlled trials that stand as scientific evidence, and they only listen to that evidence. I would like to change that. I would like the regulatory body to hold anecdotal evidence as scientific. At the end of the day, we are taking the tablets, we know the consequences, we suffer the consequences.
When I look at a psychiatrist sitting in his chair, I see someone who has achieved all those things that I want to achieve. He's achieved that social status, he's achieved recognition, professionalism, those things that I want to achieve. And I want him to try and understand what it is that stops me from achieving those things and how best to help me. And it's not tablets. Tablets might help in the short term, but no, I don't believe it's a long-term answer.
Well, I just think that this system is destructive and it needs to be wiped out. I don't say that there are some very good, well-meaning people in it. Very, very good, well-meaning. The same way as in the church, there were some very good, and I was one of them myself. But the church destroyed people too. And this is destroying people today. And if it can't change, and will it change? Will it change? What psychiatry does, it destroys your soul. What I've discovered now is I've rediscovered my soul. It's my soul that was destroyed by the psychiatry. I managed to escape. And I'm telling you, it was a big escape, the greatest escape of life, to get away from people who were telling me lies, huge lies.